We've gone about 25 years now without a big discussion on making our tax system work more effectively. And I think we're probably at a point where we should be rethinking how we tax, making it more simple, more clear, so people don't spend as much on paying others to do their taxes, thinking about incenting the right kind of behavior. Frankly, increasing taxes on consumption, which is not popular politics, but it's probably good policy, and allowing us to cut tax rates on things like investment and earning income. So that as a package for me would be the kind of things that a Canadian government could do right now. Well, I think we have to give credit where credit's due on the politics of taxation. I mean, this government's been very clever, identifying voters who might vote for them, designing adjustments to the tax system to appeal to that. But if we're going to be in a slower growth world going forward, I don't think we can afford to only do things for political reasons. We also have to think about the knock-on effect for our economy. So tax reform around good policy. And there we want to shift the incentives and encourage people to save and invest and to work hard. So you want to crowd people into the workforce by taking low-income Canadians and giving them strong incentives to go to work. So much lower tax rates, for example. Even a guaranteed annual income for the poor, and then incentives to go to work. Shifting the balance of taxation away from giving tax breaks to, again, building incentives for savings and investment probably means that you're going to tax consumption more and tax investment earnings less. Those are big changes, and there'd have to be a national dialogue around that.
Well, it's interesting that when we're talking about austerity, we're only ever talking about cutting services, which is one side of the equation, to be sure. What we're not doing is talking about the other side of the equation, which is revenues. And there's a variety of ways that we could increase revenues in a way that's fair and that I think Canadians would think is fair. One of the big ones, I think, is starting to close tax loopholes for high-income individuals as well as corporations. I'd be particularly concerned this year about tax havens where corporations, particularly big corporations, they think that it's possible to avoid corporate taxation. I don't think corporate taxes should be optional here in Canada. So I think those are two areas, as well as looking at the general corporate income tax rate, which is one of the lowest effective rates in the world. I think there's room to move on that in ways that could increase revenues, but not at the same time dramatically decrease economic growth.